Hello and welcome to a very quick tour of my van. This is the setup for the kitchen. I'll very quickly show you the nice big full-size sink. Gas cooker is really good. Might not look the best. We've got stainless steel. Now both of these on the shower and the fridge on, no problem at all. You have drawers underneath. I'm not sure if I'm doing the best here. Drawer. Big drawer at the bottom is absolutely colossal. So in here, just to give you an idea of how big this is, you can fit all of this in here. And then that's a standard sized tin of beans. Just disappears into there. Underneath here, we have, again, U-bend, which stops any smells or nasties, which is fantastic. We've only got cold water feed going into here. We don't use the hot at all. A three-way fridge, so 12 volt, 240 and gas. Nice and big, and it's not in bad condition. Right, I'm going to move on to the bathroom. And what we have is plastic cladding. It's been fiberglass behind here, and it's all been trimmed up, but it's actually been sealed behind the trim as well. It's been double and triple sealed with this. So it's a whole waterproof area. You hang your wetsuits on here. That's what I use it for anyway. Jackets and wetsuits. I tend to let them dry outside as much as possible, then bring them in and they can just dry off in here. So useful, so good. The bathroom has got a full shower tray in the bottom. You twist this to stop any bugs coming up. It's got a seal on it. It actually seals really well. And then this goes over, which is really handy because usually I have the cassette toilet in here. I haven't put it in. The main reason I haven't put it in is because I imagine people don't really want a cassette toilet, a second-hand cassette toilet with a van. Everyone will probably go and buy their own. So a Thetford porta potty fits in here really well. I use the rounded one because it just looks a bit nicer. Fits in here just well. If you don't have this board on, believe it or not, your legs just dangle off the potty and it's really uncomfortable. So that's what that's there for, and it also can go outside and act as a step. It's really useful. So moving on to this part of the van. You've probably already seen that we've got a roof vent in here. This is ideal. It's got 2 different settings for in and 3 different settings for out. It is a manual. It's not a problem. It's really handy. Right, so moving on to the seating area. Massive, huge. You can easily sit 6 people around here, no problem, playing cards, playing games and doing all sorts of stuff. It's fantastic. We're going to demonstrate going from this to the bed, and then we're going to go back to this, and well, it'd be interesting to see how long it actually takes because I've never really done this to a stopwatch and there's a timer on the camera, so let's see what happens. And let me tell you, it really is that simple to make your bed. I use the overhead storage or under here for my bedding. It's not a problem. It's dead easy. This means that I can have like 6 people in here playing cards or eating during the day, just hanging out if you get a bad day's weather, just hanging out after a long walk or anything, and then you simply change it back. It's so easy. We're going to do that and set the table up. I think my bed design is simpler than the actual table. The table's fantastic, but sometimes it can just be a little bit stiff just to get it in properly. Show you what. Alright, so we've just gone to the bed and talked and gone back again. 3 minutes 25. So no complaining there. Next thing I want to talk about is the table. So this is nice and simple. So you slide this off here. Let's move that out the way a second. Oh, you need the bracket. So we've got a bracket here. It's doubled up with a metal mounting plate on the back side. All I do is take this one piece that's just been attached to that V on there. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. Well, it would appear that it's starting to work in quite nicely actually, because that wasn't hard to do at all. What are we on? Another 2 minutes or something, 3 minutes? Can't quite see. And we have a full table there. In fact, I've tightened that up too much because I need to demonstrate. This can go up and down all around. If I was to just loosen this off a little bit down here, then drop it down. Work, you can eat, you can play cards, you can push it straight out the way, you can use it as a workstation. It's actually quite nice on the underneath here. Just your storage. And then under this side, it gets a little bit more technical. This is where everything, the brains of the operation is, so to speak. And that's why I have a couple more things over here. USBs are in here. 12-volt cigarette charger thing is here. We also have the solar here. So if you go onto this monitoring, you can see the solar parameters right here. I think we can agree that that's not doing too bad, and the batteries on this are only about 12-month old, so we're not doing bad. The electrical system is pretty much well, it's all ready to go. There's nothing wrong with it. It's great. We've got main kill switches for everything in here. That is the Apiva solar charger. Really good. It has the plug-in to where I've just shown you all the monitoring. You can change battery types, you can do all sorts of parameter changes on there. You have the 240 plug up. So this 240 only works at the moment on plug up outside shore power. You cannot plug this into the inverter up there, it's just not big enough. It will not do anything. That's the inverter, but it's fully set up underneath, just a plug and play, and you have full 240 volt, and you can actually then just put a battery charger straight onto these, which is fantastic. You have split charge relay, which is really handy, really handy. Moving on to something else. Don't worry, everything is bolted down. It's at the bottom. There are brackets on these, all of them, and the water tank as well. So these all have padded steel frame going around them, and there's a strap around this further back. Water tank, you've got full access to it through here if you want to get in there, give it a clean. 60 litres we've got. 60 litre water tank inside. Everything, obviously there's a water pump in here, you don't have to hand pump, foot pump, anything like that. But I think that's enough for under here. Alright guys, so there's two more things that I wanted to add to the video, and that was the wastewater. The wastewater does actually have a tank under here. It has a tap under here. It's very easy to position this under or over any grid or any wastewater and just turn the valve, and that's it. One thing I'll say, at the side door you have a shower attachment. This is just so you can rinse off outside, rinse boots off, all that kind of stuff. There's actually another one on the other side. I've got to admit, just going through this van, doing this video now, I feel extremely sad to even think about this van going. But like I say, I'm moving back to different routes. I'm going back to backpacking. I've spent an awful lot of time and effort in this van. A lot of people probably will use it as a weekend van. I actually got stuck abroad during COVID in this van. I spent nearly 18 months living in this van. It's a big part of my life. I've had it for, like I say, 9 years now. So I've had it for a long time. I've always looked after it really well, lots of servicing. I'm actually an engineer myself, so I've always looked after this van to the best of my ability. I've done all the work inside here, and this drives so well. It starts every time. Hand on heart, it's never failed me, apart from the one clutch problem that I had in I was in Portugal, and it wasn't a clutch, it was the master cylinder. It was a 20p seal. Ended up costing me more than 20p to get it fixed in Portugal, but these things happen. I don't think there's much more to show you around. The lights, I use the bright white lights, so they work on switches here. Outside, there's actually an outside shower on the opposite side to where I am. Like I say, if you've got any questions, please feel free to ask anything. But yeah, it's going to be sad to see this old girl go, which is a big part of my life. But moving on. So thank you for having a look. Please stick around. There might be a couple more adventures going on. Maybe the backpacking or something. I don't know. I'm not a YouTuber. I've tried my best with this video. Like I say, if I've missed anything that you want to know, feel free to send me an email, a message, or whatever. Thank you very much, guys.